A presidential election that had been postponed until the end of 2017 cannot take place until April 2019, an election official in the Democratic Republic of Congo (DRC) said on Tuesday. The announcement immediately sparked strong condemnation by the Congolese opposition. Corneille Nangaa, the president of the country's electoral commission, CENI, said the delay was necessary because insurrectionist violence in the central Kasai region was impeding voter registration. He said registration was expected to be complete by January 2018 and that officials would then need 504 days to prepare the presidential vote. Delay after delay. President Joseph Kabila, who has been in power since the 2001 assignation of his father Laurent Kabila, had made a deal with opposition parties in December to hold the election before the end of 2017. The president already reached the constitutional twoterm limit before that point, but a court ruled that he could stay in office until a new election. The initial delay generated deadly protests across the country, and there are fears that Tuesday's postponement could make a tense situation far worse. For us, it's very clear that what the Electoral Commission is saying is just the plan of President Kabila, who wants to stay in power, said Christophe Lutundula, a member of the Congolese opposition group, Rassemblement. Opposition leader Claudel Lubaya told news agency Reuters that everything now rests on the shoulders of the population, which must take matters into its own hands. President Kabila's spokesman has repeatedly said that CENI makes decisions over electoral schedules independently of the government. UN stresses urgency. Speaking to the UN Security Council, French Ambassador François Delatour said on Wednesday that the December deal had already been very much delayed and the Security Council has repeatedly stressed the urgency faced by Congo. The UN Security Council is concerned about the latest delay. President Kabila had committed himself to holding the election in a speech to the UN in September, but did not say when he expected it to take place. Maman Sidiko, the head of the UN peacekeeping mission in the DRC, told the Security Council that international donors had only given CENI 6% of the $123 million €104 million it needed to operate effectively. With the latest delay, Sidiko said there had been a re-emergence of a climate of political uncertainty and tensions in the country of 77 million. The DRC has never hosted a peaceful transition of power and has experienced multiple conflicts and insurrections for decades. Since August 2016, violence in the Kasai region has claimed the lives of nearly 5,000 people and displaced around 1.4 million. The International Red Cross has said that armed fighting throughout the country has also left at least 7 million people needing emergency humanitarian assistance. 2 children run around at dusk in the Kalenge refugee camp for IDPs. Thousands of people were forced to flee their homes after fighting broke out in the province of Tanganyika in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, many live in camps in the city of Kalemi and its surroundings. Among them are many children, who were separated from their parents. The IDPs at the Kalenge refugee camp live in huts made of straw. Frequent fire outbreaks often spread rapidly from house to house. The situation is similar in other camps in the region. In June alone, the Moni, Lukwangulo, Kabublali, Kateki and Katanyika camps burned down. In August, half of Kakinga camp burned down, resulting in the death of a child. These children are in the Circle Philsaf primary school in Kalemi, but they are not here to learn. They were placed here after being driven out of Taba Congo in early May. Some of them suffer from diseases and malnutrition. Employees of the medical charity Doctors Without Borders are testing for malaria in this provisional clinic. 70–80% of the population in the Kalunga refugee camp is said to be carriers of the malaria bacteria. The doctors also treat children who are malnourished or suffering from measles. Our children and old people are dying, said Kisumpo Selemani in photo second from left. The chief of the TWA people has been living with his wife and 4 children in Kalunga since November. The family had to leave their village when it came under attack by another TWA faction. The government has to do something so that we can return to our villages, said the 64-year-old. Throughout the camp, there are no schools or other activities for children. A woman sells cigarettes, flashlights and manioc with her children at the Kalunga refugee camp. Many of the displaced persons eat only 1 meal per day, mostly manioc flour and leaves. While children in Mukuku play football, women transport water canisters. There is a lack of clean water. This increases the risk of contagious diseases such as cholera, which is transmitted via contaminated water. The security situation in the region is still volatile. Many displaced people are seeking safety in and around Kalemi. To earn some money, they work on the fields in the surrounding villages or collect firewood for sale. Life in the refugee camp is not easy. Yet, it is much better here for many of the displaced persons. Most of them witnessed serious violence before they fled. According to Doctors Without Borders, there is a desperate need for psychological care. In the Kalonda refugee camp, 69-year-old Kabeha Kanasiki cares for her sick grandchildren. The mosquito net in the background is intended to protect them against malaria, which can be dangerous for children in particular. Altogether, about 210,000 displaced persons live in about 17 non-official camps around Kalemi. Author Lena Muchere, MPBKDPA, Reuters, app.